A small thing can change a lot, and that's what happened to me. Kelly, just 3 weeks before my engagement party, I'm 30 and really excited about marrying Michael, my boyfriend, for 5 years. We planned this party for months, and everything was going great. Then, suddenly, my mom called. "Kelly, please cancel the engagement party," she said firmly on the phone. I nearly dropped my phone because I was so surprised. "What? Mom, are you for real?" I asked, thinking it might be a joke. "No kidding. Lauren just got a promotion, and we're having a celebration on your engagement day," she said. Lauren, my little sister, who is 4 years younger than me, has always been the favorite of our parents, but this was a whole new level of wildness. "Mom, let's go. I have been thinking about this for a long time. I'm not canceling just because Lauren got a new job," I said, trying to keep cool. "Please don't be selfish, Kelly. This is important for your sister. Same people, new party. Just change the time," she said. I could feel my anger growing. "No way, Mom. This is about my engagement. I'm not canceling, that's it," I said clearly. She began to shout, her voice so loud it hurt my ears. I didn't even try to listen. I just finished my call. While I was sitting and looking at my phone, I started to remember things from my childhood. It was always this way, Lauren first, me second. I remember my 18th birthday. My parents forgot about it until Grandma called to say happy birthday. They quickly put together a simple celebration with a grocery store cake and a gift card. It was really sad, especially when you think about the big 5-day party they had for Lauren's 15th just a few months ago. That's when Michael came in. He saw my face and knew something was not right. "Kelly, what's happening?" He sat down next to me and asked. I shared everything with Michael, the call from my mom, what she wanted, and all the memories that came rushing back. He listened, and I could see him getting more and more upset with each word. "That's silly," he said when I was done. "We are not canceling anything." I nodded, feeling really thankful for his help. "I understand, but why can't they ever choose me first, just one time?" I asked, feeling more and more frustrated. "Because they don't know," Michael said firmly, "but I always put you first." I looked up at him and gave a little smile. "I understand, that's why I'm marrying you, silly." We spent the rest of the night looking at our plans, making sure everything was just right. As I fell asleep, I tried to forget about my family. This was my time, my moment, and I wasn't going to let anyone spoil it. The next morning, I got up ready to forget about my mom's wild call and think about the party instead. I had so much to do, send invites, organize decorations, you know it. Then my phone vibrated. It was my cousin Julie. "Hi, Kelly, is everything good with you and Michael? I heard you all broke up," she texted. I looked at my phone, really confused. Where did she come up with that idea? I typed back fast. "What? No problem, we're good." "Who said that to you?" Julie answered fast. "Strange. Aunt Olivia said your mom told her that the engagement is not happening anymore." My stomach felt heavy and sank down. I called Julie immediately. "What is happening?" I asked right when she answered. "I'm not sure, Kelly. Aunt Olivia called last night. She said your mom told her you and Michael had a big fight and ended everything. She said we should all go to Lauren's party for her promotion instead." It felt like I got hit in the stomach. "Julie, that's not true. We are still engaged and the party is still happening. Mom asked me to cancel for Lauren's event, but I said no way." There was a break. "Oh no, Kelly, I'm really sorry. I didn't know at all." I talked on the phone with Julie for the next hour, trying to understand what happened. My mom called every relative on the guest list without telling me. She made up a story about Michael and me breaking up and told them to go to Lauren's promotion party instead. I took a big breath to help myself relax. I will clean up this mess. Can you help let people know that the engagement is still happening?" I asked. "Sure," Julie said right away. "I will begin calling people right away." After I hung up, I just sat on my couch, trying to understand everything. My mother tried to ruin my engagement party. It was nearly unbelievable. Michael saw me there an hour later when he came home from work. He saw my face and knew something was not right. I told Michael all about Mom's calls, the lies, and how she sent everyone to Lauren's party. With every word, I noticed the anger getting bigger in his eyes. "That's it," he said when I was done. "We're stopping them. Everyone. Your parents, Lauren, and everyone else." I understood he was correct, but the thought of leaving my family frightened me. "First, let's fix this," I said. "We should tell everyone that the engagement is still happening." Michael nodded, feeling strong about it. "All right, where do we begin?" We spent the rest of the night fixing things, sending emails, making calls, and posting on social media. I wrote a big message that explained everything and sent it to everyone on our guest list. It was tiring and embarrassing to keep saying that no, Michael and I hadn't split up, and yes, the engagement party was still on. When we were done, it was long after midnight. My voice was rough from talking a lot, and my eyes hurt from looking at screens. "We did it," Michael said, giving me a hug. "Everything will be fine." I wanted to trust him, but I couldn't ignore the feeling that this was only the start. Mom's betrayal brought back old hurts. All the times I was ignored, all the times Lauren was the favorite. It all came rushing back. The next day, I decided to visit Aunt Nicole. She's my dad's sister and has always been pretty nice to me. I figured I'd invite her to the engagement party in person and clear up any confusion. When I got to her place, I heard voices coming from the living room. I was about to call out a greeting when I overheard something that made me stop in my tracks. "I can't believe Kelly would do such a thing," Aunt Nicole was saying, canceling her own engagement party just to spite her sister. So childish. My heart sank. It was another lie spread by my own family to cover up the first one. I was about to burst in and set the record straight when I heard another voice chime in. "I know, right? Poor Lauren must be devastated after all that hard work to get promoted, and now Kelly is trying to steal her thunder." I recognized that voice. It was my cousin Maria. I always thought we were close, but there she was, gossiping about me behind my back. I couldn't take it anymore. I stepped into the room and asked, "Is that really what you think of me?" Both women jumped like they'd seen a ghost. Aunt Nicole was the first to recover, quickly putting on a fake smile. "Kelly, sweetie, we didn't hear you come in." "Obviously," I replied, my voice cold. "I came to invite you to my engagement party, but it seems like you've already made up your minds about me." Maria at least had the decency to look embarrassed. "Kelly, we didn't mean—" "Save it!" I cut her off. "I want to know exactly what Mom told you." For the next hour, I listened as they revealed everything about Mom's twisted story. According to her, I had a tantrum when I heard about Lauren's promotion and demanded she cancel her celebration. When Lauren refused, I supposedly canceled my own engagement party out of spite, saying I'd rather not get married at all than share the spotlight. It was just another lie from my family. By the time they finished, I was trembling with anger. "None of that is true," I said, my voice shaking. "Mom called me and demanded I cancel my engagement party for Lauren's celebration. I said no, and now she's spreading lies to sabotage me." I told them everything: the forgotten birthdays, the constant comparisons, years of feeling like I was never good enough. By the time I finished, both women were in tears. "Oh, Kelly," Aunt Nicole said, reaching for my hand, "we had no idea. We should have known better than to believe such crazy stories." I took a deep breath, trying to calm down. Look, I appreciate the apology, but right now I need your help. The engagement party is still on, and I need you to spread the word. Can you do that?" They both nodded eagerly, relieved to have a chance to make things right. As I left Aunt Nicole's house, I felt all mixed up, angry at Mom's betrayal, hurt that my family so easily believed the worst about me, but also a bit hopeful. At least some of the truth was out now. The big day arrived, and I was a bundle of nerves. As Michael and I walked up to the hall, I held my breath as we pushed open the doors, bracing myself for whatever mess we might find inside. But holy cow, I couldn't believe my eyes. The place was buzzing with people. Smiling faces turned to greet us, and a warm, fuzzy feeling washed over me. The room was packed with relatives, not just the ones we had managed to reach the day before, but faces I hadn't seen in ages. "I can't believe you all came," I said, my voice choked up. Uncle Paul, my dad's brother, came up and gave Michael a hearty slap on the back. "Of course we came. Did you really think we'd miss this?" he said. "I've got to say, those rumors about your canceled engagement spread like wildfire, but it looks like they backfired big time," someone said. I laughed, feeling lighter than I had in weeks. I guess they did. As Michael and I made our way through the crowd, soaking up all the congratulations and well wishes, I couldn't help but notice that Mom, Dad, and Lauren were nowhere to be seen. No texts, no emails, not even a reluctant congratulations. But surprisingly, their absence felt more like a relief than a disappointment. Instead, I found myself drawn to Michael's parents, who were beaming at us with genuine pride and love. His mom hugged me tight and whispered, "We're so proud of you, Kelly. You're already part of our family." The party was in full swing when suddenly there was a commotion near the dance floor. I couldn't believe my eyes. There was my 83-year-old grandma in the middle of what she called an incendiary dance from her youth. "Come on, you young ones," she called out, her eyes twinkling mischievously. "Let me show you how we used to dance back in my day." The crowd went wild as Grandma twirled and swayed, moving surprisingly well for her age. Soon, others joined in and the dance floor turned into an amazing multi-generational dance-off. As I mingled with the guests, I couldn't help but overhear bits of gossip about all the family drama leading up to today. "Can you believe what Kelly's mother tried to do?" I heard Cousin Maria say to another relative. She tried to cancel her own daughter's engagement party for her other daughter's work thing. "It's nuts." "I know," the other voice replied. "Poor Kelly has always gotten the short end of the stick in that family. I'm glad she's finally standing up for herself." Instead of feeling embarrassed or upset by these conversations, I felt validated for once. My relatives were seeing the truth about my family dynamics, and they were on my side. As the night went on, I found myself feeling truly happy and celebrated, maybe for the first time ever. The absence of my immediate family, which I had been so worried about, instead felt like a huge weight had been lifted off my shoulders. The day after our amazing engagement party, Michael and I were relaxing on the couch, reliving the awesome moments from the night before when my phone rang. My stomach flipped when I saw it was Mom calling. Against my better judgment, I answered the call. "Hello." "You ungrateful, nasty girl." Mom's voice screeched through the phone. "How dare you?" I held the phone away from my ear. Her angry rant was loud, even from a distance. Michael looked at me concerned, but I shook my head, signaling that I'd handle it. "Mom, what?" "Don't you mom me." She cut me off. "You've humiliated your sister. Only 5 people showed up to her party for her, and they were just those nosy old aunts who'd go to anything." I took a deep breath, trying to stay calm. "I'm sorry you're disappointed," I said. "But Lauren is crushed. She cried all night. This was supposed to be her moment, and you ruined it with your selfishness." I felt my patience slipping. Mom, I've been planning my engagement party for months. Lauren's promotion party was a last-minute thing, and she knew it clashed with my engagement. That's no excuse, she interrupted. Family comes first, Kelly. But clearly, you don't understand that. Before I could respond, she hung up on me. Immediately after the call, my phone buzzed with a text from Lauren. Hope you're happy. You've ruined everything. I'll make you pay for this humiliation. I showed the message to Michael, who frowned. She can't be serious, he said. The next 3 weeks were quiet, and I started to think maybe the storm had passed. But then, one afternoon, there was an unexpected knock at our door. I opened it to find Michael's parents standing there, looking worried. Mr. and Mrs. Adam, what a surprise. Is everything okay? I asked. They exchanged a glance before Mrs. Adam spoke. Kelly, dear, can we come in? We need to talk to you about something. My heart sank as I led them to the living room. Once we were all seated, Mr. Adam cleared his throat. Kelly, we've heard some troubling rumors. There's been talk that you've been cheating on Michael. I felt like I'd been slapped. What? That's ridiculous. I would never. We know, dear, Mrs. Adam interrupted gently. We've known you for years. We don't believe it for a second. Relief washed over me, quickly followed by anger as I realized where these rumors likely came from. It's my sister, I said, my voice shaking a bit. She threatened to get back at me for ruining her promotion party. She must be spreading these lies. Mr. Adam nodded grimly. We figured as much. We wanted to come to you directly rather than let these rumors spread. As they left, they promised to help squash any rumors they heard. I felt all mixed up inside. I was touched by the Adams' support and trust in me, but I was also furious at Lauren. How could she sink so low? A few days after the drama with Michael's parents, I got a call from Mom. Her voice, usually so cheery, sounded worried. Kelly, sweetie, she started, I've heard about all this mess with your parents and Lauren. Don't you think it's time to bury the hatchet? I sighed, feeling the weight of her expectations. Grandma, it's not that easy. They've really hurt me. I know, honey, but they're family. Surely there's a way to patch things up, she said. I could hear the plea in her voice, and it tugged at my heartstrings. Grandma had always been there for me, even when the rest of my family wasn't. I hated disappointing her. What do you think I should do? I asked, already dreading the answer. Why don't you try reaching out? Make a peace offering. Show them you're willing to mend fences. I closed my eyes, torn between my love for Grandma and my need to protect myself. After a long moment, I sighed. Okay, Grandma, I'll try for you. That evening, I stood on my parents' doorstep, heart pounding. As soon as I stepped inside, I knew this wasn't going to go well. Lauren was there, her face full of anger. So you think you can just waltz in here and throw me a pity party? She spat. That's not what I started, but she cut me off. I don't need your handouts, Kelly. Do you think that makes up for what you did? I should have had my party on your day. Then people would have actually shown up. I stared at her, shocked by the bitterness in her voice. Lauren, I'm trying to make things right. Make things right, she screeched. You ruined everything as usual. It's all about you. I looked to my parents, hoping for some support, but they just stood there, nodding along with Lauren. She's right, Kelly, Mom said. You've always been so selfish. I felt something snap inside me. Without a word, I turned and walked out, ignoring their calls behind me. Later, I visited my grandma again. She greeted me with a hopeful smile. How did it go, dear? Instead of answering, I pulled out my phone. Grandma, I think you need to hear this. Her eyes widened in surprise, but she nodded. I hit play and Lauren's furious voice filled the room. As the recording played, I watched Grandma's face change from hope to shock, then to deep disappointment. When it finished, there was a long silence. Then, to my surprise, Grandma reached out and took my hand. "Oh, Kelly," she said, her voice thick with emotion. "I'm so sorry. I had no idea it was this bad. I owe you an apology." Grandma said I shouldn't have pushed you to reconcile. I felt tears well up in my eyes. "It's okay, Grandma. You didn't know." She shook her head. "No, it's not okay. I should have believed you from the start. I just wanted so badly for our family to be whole." We sat in silence for a while, both thinking about what had happened. Finally, Grandma spoke again. "Kelly, dear, I want you to know something. Family isn't just about blood. It's about love, respect, and support. And from what I've seen and heard, Michael and his family give you that. Don't let anyone make you feel guilty for choosing your own happiness." The morning after my heart-to-heart with Grandma, I woke up to my phone buzzing like crazy. It was a flood of angry texts from my parents. My heart sank as I read them, realizing Grandma must have told them about the recording. "How dare you record our private conversations?" Mom's message screamed. "You're nothing but a sneaky, ungrateful snitch." Dad's message was just as bad. "I can't believe you'd stoop so low as to secretly record us and then play it for your grandmother. You've betrayed this family for the last time." I felt like I'd been punched in the gut. Even with proof of their behavior, they still managed to make me the bad guy. This was the last straw. I was done with my toxic family. In the weeks that followed, I tried to focus on work and my life with Michael, but Lauren had other plans. Her spitefulness went into overdrive as she started harassing me. It began with whispers at work. Colleagues would go silent when I walked into a room, only to start whispering again as soon as I left. I soon found out Lauren had been spreading nasty rumors about me, from calling me incompetent to telling outright lies about my personal life. Then came the anonymous messages on social media. Hateful comments popped up on my posts, each one nastier than the last. I couldn't prove it was Lauren, but the tone and content left little doubt in my mind. But Lauren's cruelty reached a new low when she tried to contact Michael. One evening, he came home looking troubled. "Kelly, I got a weird call today," he said. "It was Lauren. She tried to tell me you were cheating on me." I felt the blood drain from my face. "What? Michael, you know that's not true." He quickly reassured me. "Of course I know that." I shut her down right away. "But Kelly, this is getting out of hand." I nodded, feeling a mix of anger and exhaustion. "I know, I just don't know how to make it stop." I didn't have to do much. Lauren's obsession with revenge started to backfire on her. She became so focused on trying to make my life miserable that her work began to suffer. She spent more and more time plotting against me, and her coworkers noticed. They saw her constantly whispering and spending long stretches on her phone instead of doing her job. It wasn't long before her boss noticed, too. I heard through the office grapevine that Lauren received an official warning for her poor performance, but even that didn't seem to slow her down. Then, about a month into her harassment campaign, the news broke. Lauren had been demoted. Everyone could see the irony. The promotion she really wanted to celebrate, the one that started all this trouble, was now gone. Once the drama with Lauren was over, I focused on wedding planning as if it was my main job. We chose a lovely outdoor place, a magical garden with a cute gazebo where we would say our I do's. While we were there, thinking about our special day, Michael squeezed my hand softly. "Are you happy?" he asked gently. I looked up at him and felt really nice inside. "I'm happier than I've ever been," I said, and I really meant it. Now that we have the place picked, we started to choose our wedding party. I asked my best friends, the the ones who have always been there for me to be my bridesmaids. Everyone agreed, and that made me really happy. Next was the list of guests. I sat at the dining table, writing addresses on envelopes for all the family and friends who helped us during the busy months. As I wrote each name, I felt really thankful for these people who showed me what true family means. When I reached the end of my list, I stopped for a moment. I didn't write down 3 names: Mom, Dad, and Lauren. I looked at those empty spots, feeling a mix of feelings inside me. Michael saw me there, looking at the paper. "Are you okay?" he asked, gently placing his hand on my shoulder. I looked up at him with tears in my eyes. "I don't think I can ask them to come, Michael, not after all that has happened." He nodded in a way that showed he understood. "You decide, Kelly. No matter what you choose, I'm here for you." I took a big breath and set the pen down. "No," I said, my voice firmer than I thought it would be. "They should not be there. This day is for celebrating love and support, but they haven't shown me that." When I made that choice, I felt really relieved. This wedding was about beginning a new part of our lives with people who really cared about us around us. I felt sure that having Michael with me meant I was making the right choice. When I said those words, it felt like a big weight was taken off my shoulders. It was a mix of feelings, knowing that ending my relationship with my harmful family was the best choice for my future. There was sadness, but it also came with a strong feeling of relief. The weeks went by quickly, and soon it was our wedding day. As I stood in front of the mirror in my bridal suite, fixing my veil, I felt a calmness I hadn't experienced in a long time. As I walked down the aisle to Michael, I noticed the faces of the people who had helped us. Michael's parents were very happy. My grandma was wiping her tears with a tissue, and our friends and family, who had supported us through all the family issues, were smiling kindly. These were my friends, the ones who had taught me what true love and support really meant. When I got to Michael, he held my hands in his, and his eyes sparkled with love. When we said our vows, I felt really good about everything. This was my place. At the reception, with lots of laughter and happiness around me, I had a big thought. My engagement party a few months back was not only about celebrating our future marriage. It was the first day of my new life, a life where I felt included and could make my own happiness. As Michael and I danced for the first time as husband and wife, I put my head on his shoulder and felt really calm and happy. The journey was hard for sure, but it brought me to a place of strength, knowledge, and real happiness. "I love you," Michael said softly in my ear. "I love you too," I said, feeling really happy inside. At that moment, I realized that no matter what happened in life, we would handle it together. For the first time in my life, I felt excited about the future instead of scared. This was my new beginning, and I was excited to jump in with Michael next to me.